Today, we're just going to get right into it as your favorite talking head does his best to do another review. This time, it's Fatal Attraction, the new TV show based off of the original Michael Douglas and Glenn Close movie that was popular. Hi, I'm your host, Chris Humphrey, and for those of you who don't know who I am, I'm just another talking head doing my best to get my opinion out there because I think it matters to somebody somewhere. And today just happens to be Fatal Attraction, starring the great Charlie Conway. Joshua Jackson. As you can tell, I'm a fan of the Mighty Ducks, and the great Lizzy Chaplin, and Amanda Peet, and so on and so forth in this movie. Now, we're going to start with the bad because everybody tends to start with the good, then go to the bad, and then finish it off. We're going to start with the bad because some people didn't like this because they were too busy comparing it to the movie. Now, if any of you have never seen the movie, great. You're going to watch this show and it's going to come in with newfound energy for you, right? Like if my wife watched this show, she would have been incredibly pleased with this type of thing. Now, if I showed her the actual movie, she probably would have hated it because it's an 80s movie. With that being instead, basically, the plot of the movie is that this hotshot lawyer has a lovely affair with a beautiful woman who ends up becoming obsessive and stalkerish and wants him to divorce his wife and ruin his family because he wants to end it. Technically, she doesn't want him to end it. She just wants to be with him, but he ends their relationship, and then she becomes full Glenn Close, or in this case, Lizzy Chaplin. Now, what people aren't going to like is that it takes, 8 episodes, 9 episodes to get there. Some people don't like that because it's based off of the movie premise, which was only 2 hours. Other people, I think if you read online, didn't like that it was just a little too crazy. Personally, I really liked it. I thought that it was an incredible piece of art, and I thought that they needed a little more of the craziness, right? You have both very good people, very good actors doing their things, doing their job at high peak level, right? You have Joshua Jackson playing the Michael Douglas type of character where he's been wronged and now he's trying to prove that he was the person wronged and not her. I liked his performance a lot. He did a good job, especially when they do the flashbacks and when they do the flash forwards, making him look a little bit older. He'll always be a hockey player to me, so it doesn't matter. And then you have Lizzy, the great masters of sex herself, Hot Tub Time Machine, you name it. That Stephen King television show was a Castle Rock, I think it was, or something like that. What an intelligent person. She does just as great as Glenn Close did in the original movie. A lot of people didn't like her performance in this. I don't know why. I don't understand critics. Maybe it's just me. Uh, Too much negative. I guess bad news sells, and that's what people are getting at is that bad news sells. To me, it doesn't sell to me. I liked her performance. I liked the deep and darkness. They may not have that iconic ending where Glenn Close pops out of the water like they do in the original movie and then gets shot. But this one, they do have a scene where all of a sudden their eyes pop out and it scared the shit out of me. And I was like, oh, scared the crap out of me. But she plays a great psychopath, a great obsessive person, a great thing. I do like that this took a deeper dive into the lore. Because if the movie was 8 hours long, okay, maybe it would have been just as good as this TV show, but it wasn't. It was a short film. This gets into the nuances of the characters and his daughter and his wife and the possibilities of things if they turn out the way that they did. I liked that we got to see a little more of Alex Forrest's past and why she's like that. I probably would assume that Sigmund Freud himself would have really liked knowing about her past and why she's like that. And I think that's what made this show very good is that it shows you all the things that could happen or that do happen when it comes to obsession and affairs. As you can tell, I really liked it. I'm going to be way off compared to the critics, and that's okay. I like crazy movies with crazy leads, whether it's a man or female stalking, because it's just funny to me. The things that we do because we think of love or that we think we're in love. There. I also liked seeing Amanda Peet. I always loved Peet. She's great. I think the first movie I ever saw her in was it Saving Silverman, the one where they kidnap her because they don't want her buddy to marry her. Is that the one? I think that's the one. It might be a different name. It might be a different name, but I'm pretty sure. I think it's got Jason Biggs and Steve Zahn. If that's the one, let me know. I'll find out later. And she's great in this, showing you what it's like to be the woman that's hurt, still sort of standing by your husband, and uh, when 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 things hit the shit, when the shit hits the fan, is the best example. She does a great job at portraying that strong, independent character there. But the real standout is always going to be Lizzy. She does a fantastic job. And the girl that played Dan Gallagher's daughter. I don't think I've seen her in anything, but she does a tremendous job conveying what it's like for her father going to jail for 12 years and then coming back into her life. I really liked it. I'm going to go out there and give it an 8 because I know you guys wait till the bitter end to see my actual videos. Um, I think you should go out there and watch it. You can see, sadly, it did not make my top 5 TV seasons of this year so far. Obviously, that can change, and it's going to change because I'll probably do more television shows coming up soon. But go out there and watch it. Paramount Plus. The season just finished. If there is the first season, great, because how they end this season, you're like, oh, it's going to be great setup for the next one. But if it's the ending, it also makes sense based off of the what they did in it. But I would love you guys. If I don't see you again, you know what I'm going to say. Bom dia, boa tarde, and boa noite. Ciao. Producer, play some Fatal Attraction music, baby.